When it comes to gaming, the hype usually goes to the big franchises. But every year, dozens of fresh projects quietly get revealed that deserve just as much attention. In this video, we're diving into 25 upcoming games recently revealed that you should know about. So, let's get into it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. The next big chapter in the rebooted saga has finally been revealed, and it's looking like one of the most intense entries yet. Set against the backdrop of a North Korean invasion, the campaign throws us straight into trench warfare on the Korean front. Desperate close-quarters battles in New York, high-speed chases through Paris, and SaaS night raids in Mumbai. You'll step into the boots of Private Park, a young South Korean soldier experiencing the chaos of war for the first time. While half a world away, Captain Price is operating off the grid, hunted and vengeful, pushing the story into darker territory than ever before. Infinity Ward promises a campaign where escalation and consequence collide, bringing long-running arcs to a breaking point. Multiplayer is back with 12 brand new 6 vs 6 maps, large-scale battlefields, and a refined combat system built around fluid movement and precision gunplay. No bloom, no guesswork, just pure skill. And for fans of DMZ, the extraction mode returns bigger than ever, a living sandbox where every deployment forces you to decide what to loot, who to trust, and when to escape. Modern Warfare 4 drops October 23rd, 2026 across PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and even Nintendo Switch 2, making it one of the most ambitious COD launches to date.
Yana.
What did you do?
Well, I had to.
We make our own rules of engagement now. You are moving a weapon of war. The kind we deny exists.
Well, you do what you need to. Because you know I will.
대반자를 찾아내라. 이 마을을 불태워서라도. 제발!
수류탄 투척! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
We're not ready. We could all die tonight. We don't even get a choice.
You broke a lot of rules, Price. No more rules.
Rocket League 2 has finally been announced, and fans of car soccer chaos are buzzing with excitement. Powered by Unreal Engine 6, the sequel promises a massive leap in visuals, with stadiums lit by dynamic lighting, cars reflecting every detail, and ball physics tuned for realism. Psyonix is overhauling the core systems, moving from bullet physics to UE6's Chaos engine, which means tighter control, smoother collisions, and more accurate ball trajectories. The developers have also confirmed server upgrades with higher tick rates to reduce lag and make competitive play more precise than ever. The big question was whether Rocket League 2 would stay free to play, and yes, it will. Monetization will continue through cosmetics, but trading is set to return, giving players more freedom to exchange rare items. Crossplay remains a cornerstone, with PS5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Switch 2 all supported, while older consoles like PS4 and Xbox One may be left behind. There's even talk of Fortnite integration, hinting at shared events and crossover content. Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams has finally stepped into the spotlight, marking a bold new era for Square Enix's legendary JRPG series. Revealed during the franchise's 40th anniversary showcase, the game represents a complete reimagining after its development restart, with the subtitle changing from The Flames of Fate to Beyond Dreams. This isn't just a name swap, it signals a deeper shift in tone and vision. Series creator Yuji Horii confirmed that the narrative will explore themes of destiny, illusion, and the blurred line between reality and dreams, promising a darker, more mature storyline than past entries. Dragon Quest XII also introduces a refreshed art style, blending Akira Toriyama's iconic character designs with more realistic textures and atmospheric settings. The reveal hinted at new party members, each tied to the dream motif, and a central conflict that challenges the very nature of reality. Platforms haven't been fully confirmed, but PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and Switch 2 are expected, with a global simultaneous release planned. ZeroSpace is one of the most ambitious indie strategy titles revealed this year, and it's set to drop into early access on July 20th, 2026. Built by Starlant Studios and Ironward, the game combines the tactical depth of a real-time strategy with the narrative richness of a party-based RPG. You play as the commander of the Protectorate forces, tasked with upgrading your mothership, recruiting shock troopers, and navigating political turmoil in the Orion sector. Every decision you make, from alliances to battlefield tactics, shapes humanity's future in a galaxy on the brink of war. The campaign is story-rich, drawing inspiration from classics like Mass Effect and Baldur's Gate, with branching choices and deep crew relationships that influence the outcome of galactic conflicts. Players can enlist heroes from over 11 factions and 14 specialists, building unique battle groups from more than 150 units and structures. This ensures that no two playthroughs feel the same, with dynamic counterplay and evolving strategies.
We've always been the spear tip of mankind, but now we're the shield. We cannot fail again.
Developed by Duck Reaction, Perceptum is an indie psychological horror game that puts you in the role of a medium tasked with uncovering the fate of a family that vanished without a trace after moving into their new home. The police abandon the case, leaving you as the last hope to uncover the truth. But this isn't your typical haunted house story. Perceptum thrives on discomfort, uncertainty, and the eerie sense that something is always just out of sight. Visually, Perceptum leans into realism, with environments that feel lived in yet corrupted by supernatural forces. The announcement trailer showcased warped reflections, unsettling sound design, and a house that seems to shift as you explore. The game has already reached over 20,000 wishlists on Steam in just 3 weeks, proving its appeal among horror fans. Thanks to a partnership with Perp Games, Perceptum will launch not only on PC, but also on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series in 2027, ensuring a wide audience for its chilling vision. Under a Rock is a survival crafting game that stands out for its procedurally generated worlds and unique evolutionary setting. Developed by Nordic Trolls, the game lets players explore a primitive but dangerous land where wildlife is oversized, Neanderthals still exist, and curses are real. It's designed for both solo play and multiplayer, supporting up to 10 players in cooperative or competitive survival. The gameplay loop revolves around exploration, crafting, and taming creatures. Players can gather resources, build shelters, and craft tools to survive harsh environments. A key feature is the ability to tame wild creatures, bringing them back to your base to produce resources, hatch them into companions, and eventually ride or evolve them into powerful allies. This mechanic adds depth beyond traditional survival crafting, blending elements of creature management with exploration. The game is listed as coming soon on Steam and the Epic Games Store, with console versions confirmed for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Early access is expected to last about a year, though the developers note this could extend depending on feedback and development pace. War Fantasy is one of the more unusual reveals in 2026, a psychological horror FPS from indie developer Non-Euclidean. Unlike traditional shooters, this game doesn't put you in the role of a soldier by choice. Instead, you're forced into one. The story centers on a demented commanding officer who dictates your every move, blurring the line between military training and a nightmare that feels all too real. The environments themselves are unstable, shifting between war zones and surreal, impossible spaces that challenge both your perception and your sanity. Gameplay details remain limited, but the focus appears to be on narrative-driven exploration, psychological tension, and FPS mechanics that serve the story rather than traditional competitive play. The game is confirmed for PC via Steam, with no console versions announced yet. While the release date hasn't been finalized, the announcement trailer has already sparked interest among fans of experimental horror and narrative-driven shooters.
They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like War and War like a game!
You know it's just harmless entertainment, right?
Terminal War is a newly revealed tactical shooter from indie studio Albatross Interactive, and it's taking a different approach than most modern war games. Instead of futuristic gadgets or over-the-top spectacle, this one is set in a fractured America during the late 1990s, where small squads fight for survival across war-torn cities, abandoned towns, and contested territories. The focus is on grounded, team-based combat, where every bullet, strike, and decision can turn the tide of battle. At its core, Terminal War is a 4 versus 4 third-person shooter built around tactical gunplay, melee combat, and brutal executions. The developers are keeping things simple but intense, aiming for a competitive experience that rewards planning and coordination over flashy gimmicks. Early access will include a selection of maps, weapons, and customization options, with more content like expanded weapon categories, additional maps, and new modes planned as development progresses. Terminal War doesn't have a final release date yet, but it's coming soon to Steam Early Access. For fans of tactical shooters who value teamwork and grounded gameplay, this is one upcoming title worth keeping an eye on. Developed by Flicker Point Studio, Zangyou places you on the 32nd floor of a deserted Tokyo office tower, where the exits are sealed, elevators are dead, and every corridor is under the control of Mir AI, the building's hostile central intelligence. Your goal is simple in theory: escape, but the tower itself refuses to let you go. Currently, Zangyou is listed as coming soon on Steam, with early access playtest available for those who request access. It supports Steam achievements, cloud saves, and family sharing, ensuring accessibility for PC players. While no console release has been announced yet, the game has already passed thousands of wishlists, showing strong interest from the horror community. For fans of games like PT, Observation, or liminal space horror, Zangyou offers a fresh take on survival horror, one where the building itself is the antagonist.
見つけたよ。早くおいで。お客様、お料理の準備ができました。はい。
Developed and published by iSart Digital, Echoes of Above places you in the role of a devoted warrior monk, answering the call of a fallen goddess. Your mission is to cleanse a sacred paradise that has been corrupted by demonic forces. What sets Echoes of Above apart is its deflection-based combat. Unlike traditional action games, you don't swing swords or fire guns. Instead, every enemy projectile becomes a weapon you can reclaim. By timing your deflections perfectly, you can reflect attacks back at enemies, chaining them together to enter the powerful mantra state, where your projectiles ricochet across the arena with devastating speed. This system emphasizes precision, anticipation, and rhythm, making combat feel both challenging and rewarding. Currently, the game is marked as coming soon on Steam, with no confirmed release date yet. Red Light On is one of the more grounded FPS titles revealed recently, developed by V Games. You play as a tactical officer assigned to investigate a case that quickly unravels, forcing you to rely on both combat skills and investigative abilities. The gameplay trailers show a mix of methodical room clearing, evidence gathering, and sudden firefights, all designed to keep players on edge without resorting to exaggerated action. The developers emphasize hyper-realism, with environments that feel lived in and mechanics that prioritize authenticity over arcade-style gunplay. Weapons behave with realistic recoil, and encounters demand careful positioning rather than run-and-gun chaos. At the same time, investigative elements push you to analyze clues, question what went wrong, and piece together the truth behind the case. This dual focus sets Red Light On apart from typical shooters, offering a slower, more deliberate pace that blends tactical gameplay with narrative-driven mystery. Currently, Red Light On is listed as coming soon on Steam, with no console versions announced yet. Edge of Memories is the latest project from Midgar Studio, known for their work on JRPG-inspired titles, and it's shaping up to be a dark, story-rich adventure. The game is set in Avarice, a continent on the brink of extinction as the corrosion spreads, twisting humans, animals, and even the land itself into monstrous forms. Players step into the role of Aline, a wandering soul whisperer who discovers she can control the corrosion within her own body, a dangerous gift that may be the key to saving her world. The narrative emphasizes survival and sacrifice, with Aline joined by allies like Ysurus, her reluctant mentor, and Kanta, a shaman prince. Together, they face relentless enemies across diverse landscapes, from scarred jungles to ruined temples. Combat is fast-paced and combo-driven, allowing players to chain rapid strikes with devastating techniques. Allies play a crucial role, offering customizable skills that can turn the tide of battle. A unique mechanic lets Aline unleash her rage, transforming into a berserker capable of brutal executions. Edge of Memories is scheduled for 2026, with platforms confirmed as PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. Developed by Prism Shift Studios, Cubex takes a minimalist approach to puzzle platforming, built around the idea of manipulating cubes to reshape environments and solve challenges. Instead of flashy combat or cinematic storytelling, Cubex emphasizes logic, patience, and spatial awareness. Players navigate abstract levels where every surface, platform, and obstacle can be altered through cube mechanics. You'll push, rotate, and align cubes to create paths, unlock doors, and trigger environmental changes. The design philosophy is simple but layered. Each puzzle builds on the last, gradually teaching you new ways to think about space and movement. Cubex is currently marked as coming soon on Steam, with early access playtests available for those who request access. No console versions have been announced yet, but the developers have hinted at possible future ports depending on community response.
The game begins. You are going to die.
Island of Winds is a newly revealed adventure game that takes players deep into a fantastical version of 17th century Iceland, blending folklore, history, and myth into a narrative-driven experience. Developed by Parody Games, the story follows Brynhildr, a balance keeper whose mentor is abducted and whose homestead is attacked, forcing her to embark on a journey of self-discovery and survival. The game emphasizes empathy encounters rather than pure combat. Players wield the Staff of Balance, casting spells to calm hostile creatures, solve puzzles, and restore harmony to a fractured world. Encounters with mythical beings inspired by Icelandic folklore, spirits, beasts, and corrupted entities form the heart of the gameplay, with each encounter requiring patience and understanding rather than brute force. Scheduled for release in 2026, Island of Winds will be available on PC via Steam, with a demo already accessible for players who want to try it early. Hands Over is one of the more unusual reveals this year, a multiplayer horror party game from developer ArtDoc. The concept is deceptively simple. Take childhood minigames we all recognize, things like Crocodile Dentist, Pie Face, or Memory Challenges, and reimagine them as fatal encounters. Players sit at a table, facing off in rounds, where every move could be their last. The mechanics are built around tension, bluffing, and sabotage. One round might ask you to press your luck with a mechanical jaw, another forces you to memorize a sequence under pressure, while others put you in front of devices that could snap shut at any moment. Between turns, players can use influence cards to alter the odds, protect themselves, or sabotage opponents. What looks like a safe move can quickly become a disaster, and the real challenge is staying calm while everyone else is watching, waiting, and plotting. Hands Over is currently listed as coming soon on Steam, with no console versions announced yet. Never Be Alone is a newly revealed survival game that takes the zombie genre in a grounded direction. Set 10 years after the outbreak, the world has been overtaken by nature, with cities collapsing into ruins and wildlife reclaiming abandoned spaces. Players step into this bleak setting either alone or with friends, facing the challenge of surviving against both the infected and the environment itself. Developed by Jonas Jensen and Wes Larkin, the game emphasizes open-world exploration, scavenging, and base building. You'll gather resources, craft weapons, and fortify shelters while navigating hostile zones filled with different types of infected. Unlike many survival titles, Never Be Alone integrates dynamic missions and evolving dialogue systems, ensuring that encounters feel fresh and reactive to player choices. Never Be Alone enters early access on December 8th, 2026, with a free demo available during Steam Next Fest in October.
Do you have what it takes to survive? Just remember, you will never be.
Lunar Strike is one of the more thought-provoking sci-fi games revealed this year, and it's set to launch in May 2026 on PC and consoles. Developed by Cognition, the game takes place on the moon's south pole in the year 2119, where humanity's final lunar colony, Shackleton Station, is on the brink of collapse. You play as a junior archivist sent to document and preserve humanity's cultural, scientific, and personal records before the colony falls apart. What begins as a mission of preservation quickly shifts into survival when sabotage destabilizes the station. Gameplay revolves around exploration, resource management, and archival scanning tools rather than combat. You'll manage oxygen, suit energy, and habitat systems while deciding which knowledge and memories must endure. Every choice shapes the colony's legacy, with branching narrative outcomes that reflect your priorities and values.
Fragments will hit the colony.
So it was a nuclear strike.
That's what telemetry says.
Hold it right there.
Are you okay?
The mud boots ransacked us. They shot him.
Coyote is dead.
His body's dead. It's not his mind.
Suspecting me of being a mudboot?
How dare you? This holds the memory of our civilization. Lose it, and we lose ourselves.
Rural Cat Trails is a charming indie adventure set in the Japanese countryside during cherry blossom season, developed by Hibikai Games. You play as the cherished cat of an elderly couple wandering through Nanoha Town while uncovering paths that lead to Sakurana Shrine, a place filled with memories of your late grandpa. The game blends 2D pixel art characters with 3D countryside environments, creating a nostalgic yet modern aesthetic. As a cat, you'll use unique abilities like wall jump to scale buildings, dig to uncover hidden treasures, paw swat to interact with objects, and the playful wiggle butt dash to smash through obstacles. These mechanics aren't just gimmicks, they open new routes and allow you to explore the town in ways only a cat could. Scheduled for release in 2026 on PC via Steam, Rural Cat Trails is designed as a cozy, free-spirited adventure. Psych Rift is a indie horror action titles developed by Ablaze Interactive. The game is set inside a secret research facility that has been overtaken by a malevolent entity from another dimension. As reality itself begins to unravel, players must navigate impossible mazes, evade terrifying monsters, and uncover the truth behind the collapse. The core mechanic revolves around a telekinetic glove, which allows you to manipulate objects, solve physics-based puzzles, and defend yourself against nightmare creatures. Combat isn't traditional gunplay. Instead, it's about using wits, environment, and supernatural tools to survive. Trailers showcase encounters with bosses like Lunar, a nightmare figure who stalks players through distorted hotel corridors, emphasizing tension and atmosphere over brute force. Currently, Psych Rift is listed as coming soon on Steam, with console releases also planned. Developed by Darksea Interactive, Static Dread the Submarine takes place entirely within the confines of a deep-sea submarine, a setting that naturally amplifies tension with its narrow corridors, mechanical hums, and isolation. Players assume the role of a crew member trapped below the surface, where something far more terrifying than pressure or machinery lurks in the shadows. The core of the game revolves around exploration, survival, and psychological horror. You'll navigate tight spaces, repair failing systems, and uncover logs that hint at what happened to the rest of the crew. The submarine itself becomes a character. Lights flicker, doors jam, and strange noises echo through the hull. The developers emphasize atmosphere over jump scares, building dread through sound design and environmental storytelling. Currently, the game is listed as coming soon on Steam, with early access planned for late 2026. No console versions have been announced yet.
And I need to deal with our enemy.
Timmy, he is missing. We might be dealing with a saboteur, but who?
Do you want to become an easy target?
It's my actions that could save the crew.
The clock is ticking. Tick, tock, tick, tock.
Developed by Infinite Entropy, Salvation Echoes place you in a surreal purgatory where you, a World War II bomber pilot gravely wounded in battle, are trapped in a coma. The game's narrative unfolds as you relive harrowing wartime memories, confronting trauma and searching for redemption. Gameplay focuses on stealth, puzzle solving, and survival rather than direct combat. You'll navigate eerie environments inspired by historical wars where enemies are sensitive to light and sound. Outsmarting them requires patience and strategy, not brute force. The game introduces a unique mechanic through your companion, an intelligent dog-like creature that aids in navigation, puzzle solving, and stealth encounters. This bond is central to both gameplay and story, offering support in a hostile, shifting world. Currently, the game is marked as coming soon on Steam, with no confirmed release date yet. Full Circle is a newly announced JRPG that feels like a love letter to the PlayStation era, but with modern twists. Developed by Second Player Games and published by Deck 13 Spotlight, the game is set in a world where humanity fled to floating cities to escape a surface overrun by mutated beasts. Young heroes are raised with one purpose: to brave the wilds and protect humanity's last refuge. The story begins when a mission beyond the walls uncovers survivors, rival cities, and secrets that challenge everything the heroes believed. It's a coming-of-age tale about resilience, loss, and bonds forged under impossible odds. Currently, Full Circle is listed as coming soon on Steam, with console versions also planned. Project Madras is an open-world action-adventure set in the heart of Chennai, where tradition meets modernity. The city itself is the star. From the shores of Marina Beach to the bustling streets of Mount Road, players can freely explore iconic landmarks and neighborhoods, all brought to life with thousands of authentic NPCs. The narrative places you in a dual role, balancing life between criminal networks and covert government objectives. Missions range from infiltrating gangster organizations to completing jobs and side hustles that build your reputation. Alongside the main story, players can engage in street racing, melee combat, stealth takedowns, and environmental puzzles, making the gameplay diverse and layered. Currently, Project Madras is listed as coming soon on Steam, with playtest opening in 2026. Seabeams is a space RPG, blending realistic ship combat with exploration across a dangerous black hole system. The game places you in the role of a pilot, navigating anomalies, hostile factions, and collapsing space-time, where survival depends on skill, precision, and strategy. The core gameplay revolves around real-time space combat. You'll upgrade your vessel with advanced weapons, improved engines, and specialized systems, then test them against rival factions and mysterious forces lurking in the abyss. Combat is designed to be tactical rather than arcade style, requiring careful positioning, energy management, and timing to succeed. C-Beams is confirmed for PC via Steam and the Epic Games Store, with no console versions announced yet. Anima Song from the Abyss is a new action RPG from Anima Project Studio, known for their work on the Anima Gate of Memories series. This title expands the Anima Beyond Fantasy universe, offering a darker, more narrative-driven experience. Players step into a world where reality and the supernatural collide, exploring ruins, temples, and forgotten lands, while uncovering secrets tied to the Abyss. The game emphasizes fast-paced combat with a mix of melee and magical abilities. Trailers highlight fluid combos, evasive maneuvers, and powerful spells, all designed to give players freedom in how they approach encounters. Unlike traditional RPGs, combat feels closer to hack-and-slash action, but with layered mechanics that reward timing and precision. The game is listed as coming soon on Steam, with no confirmed release date yet. Console versions have not been announced, but given the studio's past releases, ports are possible. And that's the list. 25 upcoming games recently revealed that I think are worth keeping an eye on. I've shared my picks, now it's your turn. Drop your favorites in the comments, let me know which ones you're most excited about, and if you enjoyed this countdown, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.